free Jeanette!
Free, free, free Jeanette!
Free, free, free Jeanette!
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
These border walls have got to go.
These border walls have got to go.
All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Alex. I'll be your MC today. I'm joined by my wonderful colleague, Al. And we are here with Colorado Jewish Voice for Peace.
Yeah.
Jewish Voice for Peace is the largest pro-Palestine organization in the world. And we are organizing today here outside of the Detention facility because we see our connection to deportation, immigration, and all of the different ways that the U.S. military establishment contributes to deportations and our immigration. We relate all of that back to Palestine, which we say is kind of our organizing compass. And we know that an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. We also want to flag that right now we are in a specific period of the Jewish calendar known as the 3 weeks. So on the 17th of Tammuz, which was 1.5 weeks ago, and now is kind of like a 3-week period of it's the period in which the Jewish temple was destroyed, and it's also the time period when Jewish people were expelled from Al-Andalus, also known as the Iberian Peninsula, which is present-day Spain and Portugal. And Jews were expelled in 1492 from that. Many of them came here. And so, this time is kind of a somber time in the Jewish calendar. There's not really any celebrations. Many people don't listen to music. Some people observe like they would if they were mourning the death of a loved one during this 3-week period. And so that's kind of the understanding that we want to bring to today's action. And so we welcome you. We're very glad that you came out. And we are furious that this Gestapo camp is open. We are furious that this camp is being used to disappear political prisoners. And we will not rest until Palestine is free, and we will not rest until the ICE Geo Detention Center is destroyed and utilized for the people's needs. And so,
is destroyed.
yes.
Fuck fascism.
So, we are going to start off with some songs. Before I get into that, we currently don't have an access liaison today for our action. But just so you know, there are not bathrooms available. So if you need anything, please talk to one of our marshals. They are wearing one of the vests. We keep us safe. And we will also have an activity later. So please keep clear of that table. We're going to be working on some stuff for that. Also, if you need a mask, we have plenty of masks at this table. We encourage you to do so because we do have some immunocompromised folks here, and we want them to be able to participate. Otherwise, make sure you're trying to stay off the street as much as you can. We've been yelled at by the ICE officers for going into the street. They're saying we're blocking traffic. So as much as I think that's BS, I don't want any of you arrested today. If you have not gotten a song sheet, who is our individual who has our song sheets with the QR code? Awesome. So that's Jensen. They're amazing. If you do not have a song sheet, we have printout copies, which are limited, but we also have some copies over here, which you can scan and have access to our songs. Our songs come in Hebrew, and also have an English transliteration. So if you do not speak Hebrew, it can be very helpful. So for this first song, I was going to have a couple of JVP people come up and lead this one with us. This song is called Lo Yisagoy.
Thank you for being
if
here.
you want.
Bob Cox, Arvid.
So Lo Yisagoi, it translates to, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So we'll do to sing it,
to keep us
and then we'll sing it a couple of times together, making sure that the folks inside can hear us nice and loud. That is the most important part, is that we are loud and proud and making sure that these people can feel the community outside.
All right, so hi everyone, I'm Al. Also be co-emceeing with Alex today. Thank you all for being here. So this is Lo Yisagoi, and I'll just, it's the first song, number 1 on your song sheet, and it goes like this. Up here we'll sing it through, and then we'll sing it through, and then you'll join along with us. Okay. And we'll do it slow first. Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama. We'll do that a few times. Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama. Let's do it louder. Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama, Lo Yisagoi El Goi Heret, Lo Yilmedu Od Milchama.
Awesome. So this action will be a little bit different than other actions if you've been here regularly. Also, let's not be shy. Let's move in a little bit towards the middle. I know we got a big clump of people on this end. Let's bring them on over to this end. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Oh, yes. And we have an excellent activity going on. We are going to be making poppies. So if you are interested in making a poppy, you can see M holding one of them up. We'd love to have you make one. We are going to be leaving those outside on the fence here. So we will have a time specified where people can spend a couple minutes making them now. If you're someone who's like, I just want to make one now and avoid the rush, go nuts for donuts. All right, so like I said, kind of the way that this program is going to work today is we're going to do a song, then we are going to do a Jewish prayer, and then we will hear from one of our community speakers. And then we'll repeat that cycle over and over until the program is done. So the next prayer that we will be doing is called Via Hafta. Via Hafta is kind of like a call to action, and I'll let Amy talk more about it.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, you say I love you, throw up hearts, wave. That's a great reminder of what Vea Hafta is about. It's all about the commitment to love God, the commandment to love God. Yeah, tell me if I'm not holding the mic properly.
Yeah,
Anyone?
right on your mouth then.
Okay, perfect. But you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in the same God for this to resonate. When I read it, I think about love for the community, and that's why we are all here. Love for community, love for ourselves, love for our neighbors, love for our world, and love for every single person inside. I hope you can hear us. Okay, so I also haven't done this since my bat mitzvah 20 years ago, so and I'm terrible at mics. All right. Oh. Vea haftaha et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha vishinantam levenech v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha bebetecha uvlektecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leod al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam al mezizot betecha uvisharecha leman tizkeruhu va'asitem ad kol mitzvotai Vihitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzei tiathem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy. All right, so I'm going to bring up Luna, who has Jeanette on the phone. Free Jeanette!
Free Jeanette!
Joe Biden diaper? That's the stupidest question I've ever heard.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for coming, everyone.
Ya son 4 meses de estar aquí en este encierro.
It has now been 4 months of detention.
Da rabia, da coraje, da frustración ver que el 90% de nuestra gente detenida aquí no tiene ningún crimen.
There's a lot of emotions going on, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, seeing that the 90% of the people detained within the center are accused, or they have no crimes, no real crimes to go ahead and even have them here for.
Shame!
Parte de mi trabajo y de su trabajo es dejarle saber al público que el gobierno ha mentido enormemente al decir que están sacando criminales, porque no es así. Están agarrando madres, padres, tíos, hermanos, abuelas que no tiene ningún delito en su récord.
Part of my work, as well as our community's work, is acknowledging that a lot of the people that are currently being picked up have no real crimes. We're having family members being picked up, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, grandmothers being picked up for no real reason at all.
Shame.
A lo largo de estos 4 meses he podido ver cómo mucha gente, cuando es detenida, el gobierno pone públicamente su foto y están fabricando cargos que nunca han mostrado la evidencia de que realmente tienen esos crímenes y delitos.
Along these past 4 months, we've been seeing that a lot of pictures have been taken as well as posted of these people, and crimes are simply just being made up. They are fabricating random crimes and accusing people of things that have never been committed.
Shame.
Aquí en Colorado somos un estado progresista. En esta última semana escuchamos que están tratando de reabrir otras detenciones que cerraron en el pasado para poder encarcelar a más personas, ya que ahora la cuota por cumplir es de 7,000 detenciones por día.
Currently, we're seeing that they're eyeing other detention centers to open up as their quota does keep getting larger and larger, as well as their funding.
Shame.
Otra vez, parte de nuestro trabajo es exigir a nuestros representantes federales que necesitan trabajar más duro, porque es una excusa el tema de inmigración, porque esto está creando negocios billonarios en estas corporaciones que invierten en leyes antimigrantes, que patrocinan las campañas políticas de muchos representantes federales.
During this time, we need to continue to push our federal lawmakers, as this is something that is simply profit of pain. These companies and these businesses make thousands, billions and billions of dollars. I do want to add on one part that although it is important to push your lawmakers, it is more important to protect each other among community, because as we are seeing, a lot of these lawmakers don't care that we put them in these positions. This is something that we need to go ahead and take care of each other with.
That's right.
Todos en este momento tenemos un deber moral de hacer algo, de tomar un papel en esta lucha. Mi trabajo aquí es documentar casos que sé que son detenciones injustificadas, sin el debido proceso, sin mostrar los warrants, pero allá afuera también es importante que cada uno de ustedes documente la manera en que están haciendo los operativos de manera dramática y agresiva hacia nuestra gente.
During this time, it is everyone's obligation to go ahead and take a part in protecting our communities. From inside, she is documenting as well as capturing stories of people that are being unjustly detained. Out here, we must also document, but more so just be at the forefront, protect our neighbors. I understand it's a bit scary, but we've seen how history can go ahead and evolve, and we know exactly where we're standing now and how we can go ahead and help. We have layouts, we have blueprints to base ourselves off of.
Nos queda mucho trabajo por hacer. Yo estoy entrando en esa etapa ya de cansancio, de frustración, de ansiedad, de querer salir y seguir trabajando para mi comunidad. Que ya estoy entrando en esa etapa de cansancio, de frustración.
She's currently entering a phase where it's a bit more, there's a lot more anxiety. You're getting a lot more tired. It's been 4 months where you're locked in the same room with the same 24 women. You're limited to a certain confined space. You're limited to a certain yard time. You're limited to where they control your meals, they control your visitation times, they control everything you do.
Como lo hemos denunciado a lo largo de los 16 años que llevo peleando mi caso, este lugar no tiene regulaciones, nadie está supervisando que tenga las condiciones adecuadas, la falta de atención médica que sea buena para las personas, también cómo está la salubridad en la cocina. Mucha gente enferma aquí del estómago, de las vías respiratorias, ya que el AC está prendido 24 horas al día, 365 días del año.
During my 16 years here, I have seen that the conditions have not evolved. They have not gotten better. There is no real oversight on this detention center. A lot of the meals make people have stomach problems. The medical care is not proper, as well as the AC is on 24/7, 365 days a year. There are a lot of things that are unjust, conditions that people do not deserve to live in, and they're currently living in it.
También tenemos que seguir denunciando que cuando tratamos de hacer algo aquí adentro, por ejemplo, cuando fue la marcha de No Kings, los hombres entraron en un motín en solidaridad y 14 de ellos fueron puestos en confinamiento solitario. Son parte de las represalias que toman aquí adentro a los que seguimos luchando.
We must also denounce the repercussions that that happened within this detention center during the No Kings March. The men went ahead and took a stand, as well as were in solidarity, and during that time 14 of them were put in isolation.
Como dije al principio, la mayoría de las personas que son detenidas no tienen ningún delito criminal, pero muchas veces por no tener el dinero para poder pagar una fianza o para poder pagar un abogado, han estado pidiendo su deportación. Es parte de lo que obliga el gobierno a hacer a las personas, prácticamente autodeportarse por no tener recursos.
We also see that a lot of our community, due to a lack of resource, they are basically pushed to self-deport. And we're also seeing that a lot of the people that are choosing to self-deport, it's not the case. They're being moved from facility to facility for these companies and these prisons to continue making money off of them.
Pero también quiero agradecer que durante estos 4 meses no han dejado solos a mis hijos, que han estado ahí apoyándolos en solidaridad, ayudando también con los costos legales, vendiendo playeras, vendiendo algunas cosas para seguir recaudando para mis fondos legales.
And I do want to go ahead and once again thank everyone that has continued to stand here for the past 4 months, has continued to stand here every single Monday, and has continued to stand with my family personally, going through this as just, your family members would be very, very difficult, but we've had a copious amount of community support, and it definitely has helped, alleviate a lot of what the burden would have been.
Ahorita ya estoy en la etapa final de todos los argumentos que se sometieron a la Corte Suprema del Quinto Circuito. Solo estoy en la espera de alguna decisión de la juez. Espero que sea a mi favor y poder salir y poder abrazar a cada uno de ustedes.
Right now, I am in the final phases of the motions that have been being submitted between our legal team as well as the Department of Homeland Security. We are waiting on the response of the Fifth Circuit Court, and we are all hoping that things are in favor and that sooner than later she will be back out. She will be reunited with her family as well as with her community.
En caso de que la decisión no sea positiva, estaremos poniendo la denuncia en la Corte del Décimo Circuito y tendría que estar otros 3 meses más aquí esperando. Espero que no sea así. Espero que mi comunidad me siga respaldando. Agradezco de todo corazón todo el apoyo y toda esa solidaridad, no solo para mí, sino para todos los detenidos.
If the response were not to be favorable, it would have to have an appeal that is moved to the 10th Circuit Court, extending her timeline there by another 3 months. And if worse comes to worse, she hopes that her community continues to back her as well as continues to back the other people within this detention center.
Of course.
La otra parte para entender es que todos los detenidos aquí muchas veces no tienen familia y ustedes son nuestra voz. Ustedes como aliados son las personas que nos van a ayudar a denunciar los abusos y las detenciones injustificadas.
I also want to say that a lot of the people within this detention center don't personally have family here, and we serve as a voice for them. We serve as a means of help. Me personally, during visitation, I'm seeing a lot of community coming out at 5 in the morning to come visit families that don't necessarily have the support necessary, and it's very needed. It's something that definitely helps because it's tough being in a situation where you have no one to help you out.
Es bien importante que todos los grupos que han estado aquí cada lunes se mantengan unidos, se mantengan fuertes, de crear esos círculos de protección y de resistencia en las comunidades, crear apoyo de mutual ley alrededor de las familias, porque esta lucha todavía nos quedan más de 3 años y medio, donde va a ser una lucha que va a causar mucho daño, no solo a nosotros los inmigrantes, sino también a muchos de ustedes como aliados, y todos somos parte de una comunidad, todos somos uno.
It's very important that not only the groups, but as individuals, we continue to support each other, help each other through mutual aid in the ways that we can. As working class people, we understand what is necessary for each other, and we must continue to do that.
Quiero agradecer de verdad toda esa ayuda, todo ese apoyo. Quiero estar afuera para seguir haciendo mi trabajo que he hecho por casi 30 años, de seguir apoyando, protegiendo a mi comunidad y seguirles dando toda mi experiencia para proteger a los más vulnerables.
I'd like to once again thank everyone here, and thank you guys for letting me see the fruits of my work over the past 30 years. It's definitely been an up and down cycle, but I'm happy to see that we're all coming together and that we all stand against, what's happening at this time, and we're choosing to protect our family members.
That's right.
Compartiendo mi GoFundMe, sigan compartiendo el CEL y el BEMO para seguir recaudando los fondos que necesito para seguir mi lucha. Espero salir muy pronto y gracias de todo corazón a cada uno de ustedes, y la lucha sigue.
She asked that we continue to share the forms of fundraising, which are the GoFundMe, the Venmo, the Zelle, and that we continue to support our community members in the ways that we can, and la lucha sigue.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Luna. And thank you very much to you.
Free Jeanette! Free Jeanette!
Free Jeanette!
Free Jeanette!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Free Jeanette!
Free Jeanette!
Free them all!
Free them all!
El pueblo vive, vive.
El pueblo vive, vive.
La lucha sigue, sigue.
La lucha sigue, sigue.
All right. Sorry if my Spanish is awful. Thank you. So we've got a lot more people here than when we started. That's amazing. Give it up for yourselves for being here today. So, just so you're aware, if you need a QR code song sheet, we've got our wonderful Jensen who is passing that out. It is just a QR code so you know all the different songs that we are going to be singing. And if you're someone who is not good at singing like myself, do it anyways, because it's fun, and it's good for your neshama. It's good for your soul. Just a couple of other announcements. So we do have a poppy making activity right over here that M is leading. We will have a designated time where we will be directing folks to make those, but if you want to avoid the crowds and make it now, please go ahead. We're going to be hanging those poppies up on these fences here. You also may notice our little sign over here, and you're probably trying to figure out what it says. So, this sign right here, it says Daloi Police. That is an old Yiddish phrase from the 1900s, maybe late 1800s, and it simply means fuck the police. So if you want, we can chant that. So, Daloi Police. Daloi Police. Daloi Police. One of the things that we here in Jewish Voice for Peace try and do our best at is divorcing Zionism from Judaism, noting that Zionism is a violent, racist, and settler colonial movement that weaponizes Judaism, where we at Jewish Voice for Peace say, no, all people deserve to live free and dignified lives, free of occupation, free of deportation, on their indigenous land. And so that is why we make a huge effort to wear Judaica to actions and involve as much Yiddish as possible. Next up, we're going to hear from one of our amazing JVP members, Asa. Asa, come on up.
Love you, Asa.
Hi.
Hi.
And before I get started, I want y'all to repeat after me. From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
These border walls have got to go.
These border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
Smash the U.S. war machine.
Smash the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
These border walls have got to go.
These border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
Smash the U.S. war machine.
Smash the U.S. war machine.
ICE, escucha.
ICE, escucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
ICE, escucha.
ICE, escucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Sí se puede.
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 Woo! Thank you. My name is Asa. I'm a member of Jewish Voice for Peace. I was also one of the organizers of the Aurora encampment for Palestine.
Yep.
And I'm here to talk about the importance of memory and the importance of movement elders in our struggle. In the Jewish faith, we call these principles Shamor and Zakor. It means to keep and to remember. And whether it's Yom HaShoah or Yom Kippur, the entire Jewish calendar is a protracted expression of remembering and also reinventing. We have to remember those who came before us during all of our holidays and also find new ways of relating to the struggles that our people have had in the past. I was 18 years old when I first met Jeanette. It was one of my first times being involved in a non-student political movement, and it was one of my first times seeing what a real challenge to power looks like. I was fresh out of high school. I was 18 years old, fresh out of my marshal training too, first ever, and I was assigned to marshal one of Jeanette's meetings with Jared Polis in a church where she was taking sanctuary as a principled stance of civil disobedience against unjust immigration laws. And I still remember the way she spoke to him, the way she saw through his whole little entourage and all of his political doublespeak. And I remember as that man was walking out of that room, I pulled him aside for a minute in a rare moment of boldness. I think I was a bit inspired by the way that Jeanette was staring him down. And I said, Jared, hi. You know, I'm one of your constituents. I'm also a gay Jew. And I saw his face light up a little bit. And I want to say, you are a disappointment to my people. You are a disappointment to this state. And they quickly ushered him out of there. And that was one of my first moments where I realized these people in power, they're people. And you can make them afraid. And that period of my life was the time where I was really radicalized in terms of understanding what ICE is. A joke I would say at the time as I was talking to people is, which one is older, ICE or Shrek? The answer is Shrek. ICE and DHS are a product of a massive expansion of the surveillance state, the police state, and white nationalist settler colonialism that occurred in response to the war on terror. We are now seeing a paradigm shift in terms of previous policies that were used to crack down on dissent during the Cold War, now being used as a mechanism of state building and nationalism in the United States. It was in Denver with Jeanette that I first learned that everyone held by ICE is a political prisoner. Everyone. And in the words of Mahmoud Khalil, one of the things he first said when he left the detention facility in Louisiana that he was held in, is he said, I am the person to be held here, but that does not mean that there is a right person. Mahmoud Khalil was incarcerated because of his political speech and nothing else. He was incarcerated in a manner that I think is more overt, that he's a political prisoner. But something I want to make clear as I'm up here today is that there is little difference between the past laws we saw in apartheid South Africa, between the segregation that exists in occupied Palestine, and the racist immigration system that we see here. When I see videos on social media of Israeli settlers terrorizing Palestinian villages in the West Bank, I imagine what it must have looked like when Anglo-American settlers were terrorizing Chicanos that lived in the American Southwest, dispossessing them of their land, dispossessing them of their homes, taking a border that was artificially drawn after the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, dispossessing people of their land, their culture, their heritage, and relegating them to a second-class status. And I think this history is often overlooked. And so every person who remains on this land or crossed these imaginary borders, every person who is here and is kidnapped by ICE simply because they have the wrong paperwork, they are a political prisoner. This process is fundamentally unjust. This process is fundamentally wrong. And the very idea of citizenship in a nation such as this is in of itself a fundamentally racist thing. The same law that they're trying to use to deport people like Mahmoud Khalil is called the McCarran-Walter Act. It comes from the 1950s. Pat McCarran, one of the authors of the act, is one of the most notorious anti-Semites that has ever operated in legislative history. The law was originally written to keep out Jews who were emigrating to the United States who had Soviet sensibilities. In Vilna, Lithuania, my great-grandmother was a member of the Jewish Labor Bund, the group that popularized that slogan, Daloi Police. She was also first chair viola of the Women's Communist Orchestra. And for that reason, my family was brought in front of the House Un-American Activities Committee. They were fired from their jobs. They tried to deport them. They failed, thankfully, for the most part. But it's in this legacy that I see, you know, when you're stepping into someone else's struggle, it's important that you're a good house guest. For everything that I was learning about the way that ICE criminalizes migration, normal flows of human movement that have existed since time immemorial, I thought that I was stepping into a struggle that was not my own, on behalf of other people who I needed to fight for. And it was only years later, with this escalation that we've seen with pro-Palestinian speech held by migrants, that I realized that this is my history too. And I think it's all of our history, right? You know, whether or not these laws have been weaponized against you. I mean, everyone has lived through these different eras, whether it's the Cold War, whether it's Operation Wetback, whether it's the Bracero program, you know, so on and so forth. We're all implicated in these things. And I know that it didn't work with my family. They weren't able to be deported, but that is not the case for so many people that are here today. And so I want to bring in these principles of Shamor and Zakor, keeping and remembering, and understanding that Denver is the city where the Chicano movement coined the term Atzlan to describe their cultural revival that was going to occur on this land, recognizing their inherent relationship to this land. Denver is the place where the American Indian movement challenged settler colonialism and was more radical than the other chapters as well. And for me, Denver is the place where Jeanette Vizquera taught me that everyone held by ICE is a political prisoner. And I want to say another little phrase that that comes from the Bund as well. You'll see many of our chapter members here wearing it on their necklace. It means here-ness. It's called Doikheit. Doikheit is a term that the Bund created to sort of signify their opposition to Zionism. The Jewish Labor Bund were the Zionists' worst nemesis, because they said the solution to anti-Semitism is not fleeing to a military stronghold thousands of miles away. The solution to anti-Semitism is making our communities stronger and acting in solidarity with other people, because we're stronger when we're together. And what Doikheit means to me is being a good guest on the land that you live, a good guest in other people's struggle, and a good guest in the movement. And so I'm up here because I wanted to honor my family. I wanted to honor all of the repression that they faced. a wrecking ball was driven through their life by these laws, just like a wrecking ball is driven through the lives of all the people targeted today. And something that I think is so critical in this moment, as Alex was saying, we're in the 3 weeks in the Jewish calendar, the period between Tzom Tammuz and Tisha B'Av. It's one of the most solemn times of the year. It's a time of uncertainty and sadness, and for me, it's always meant a reckoning that there's so much more power in recognizing that there are questions we don't have the answers to. There's ways of fighting that we haven't yet conceived of, and we're going to need to work together in order to find the most effective way to put pressure, not only on our elected officials, but anyone in our community who accepts a job with ICE, anyone in our community who does not actively stop and report a raid, anyone in our community who stands idly by while people who have been connected to this land for eons are kidnapped off of our streets. And a lot of these ways in which we can help migrants, I mean, it's low-hanging fruit, you know? And so I wanted to take my time while I'm up here to highlight another group that I learned about in that time when I was 18 years old, during the first Trump administration. They're called Casa de Paz. They're located in this neighborhood here. Sounds like y'all have heard of them. Casa de Paz does something so essential, which is that when people are taken to this facility, you know, they're not often from Colorado. They could be from anywhere in the country, and they could just be taken here. And oftentimes when they're released, they're kind of just kicked to the curb. They might not know anyone in the state. They may or may not have a cell phone. They may or may not have the ability to acquire travel documents and the ability to get to their loved ones if they have any loved ones here. And what Casa de Paz does is they pick up those people, and they have a house nearby, sort of a staging area where you can see a friendly face, be welcomed by someone who's going to, you know, honor and respect whatever horrors you might have seen in there, can offer you a warm meal, maybe a backpack to put some of your stuff in, who might drive you to the airport. And I wanted to highlight their work because, you know, there's a phrase, maybe some of y'all know it, everyone wants a revolution, but no one wants to do the dishes. And I see a lot of the work we can do to support migrants as sort of like doing the dishes. It's driving someone to the airport. It's ordering a pizza for them. It's writing a letter to someone inside. And another thing I want to highlight about this facility is that the Aurora ICE facility is the only facility in the entire country that accepts trans people. If you are trans and you are picked up by ICE, you are sent here. And so I think especially those of us that are in the queer community, we need to show up and support our trans brothers and sisters who are in there. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to do that. Over here, kind of near where some of the other tables are, there's a big-ass red box. And I want to tell you about this box. In my shul growing up, there was also a box, a little red box. It's called a tzedakah box. This is basically a Jewish word for charity, mutual aid, if you will. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put a little bit of money into it. It's supposed to inspire the congregation to, you know, do their part, pitch a little bit of cash. And so our struggle is very big. So I thought a little red box wouldn't do. We need a big red box. Yeah. So over on that big red box, you will see a QR code. That is how you donate to Casa de Paz. If you can't donate your time, donate your money. Woo! All of us have the ability to pitch something. If we're able to survive, we can throw a little something their way. And if you don't have money to donate your time. There's little handouts on top of the box that detail 3 of the volunteer programs that Casa de Paz runs. Casa de Paz, the ability to write letters to people who are locked in detention and donate to their commissary funds. The Welcome Team, the people who welcome those who are kicked out onto the curb after they've been held into detention. And, you know, I want y'all to read the rest for yourself. That was a little spoiler for you. But please go visit that box. Please see what Casa de Paz is up to. They have been doing incredible work, not just now, but ever since the deportation dragnet was revitalized under the first Trump administration. And the tzedakah box has a long history. It's how Jewish socialists and communists would fund their strike funds. It's how they would build up the community resources in order to build community defense systems during pogroms on the shtetls. The tzedakah box is an essential tool of movement building, and so I really want to invite y'all to participate in some of that with me. Do a little doikite for yourselves, right? Now, before I leave you, I have another effort to plug, someone I want to bring up from CWA, who has made an incredible handout that speaks to some other actions you can get involved in the next week. So, can my friend from CWA make your way to the front, please?
Everyone, I want to start with a chant. La policía, la migra, la misma porquería. la policía migra la misma porquería. La policía la migra la misma porquería. La policía la migra la misma porquería. As Asa, mentioned guests and being a good guest, I was invited up here on the fly, so I won't take up too much time from the program. But my name is Jesus. I'm with CWA 7799. My unit is the Defenders Union of Colorado, DUC. I'm a public defender. I'm a union member. One thing I wanted to let everyone know is that public defenders defend anyone accused of a crime regardless of their immigration status. For now, that is the law. Everyone is entitled to an attorney, to legal representation if you are accused of any crime. And so we've had, over the past months, seen many of our clients detained here, first-time offenders of any criminal charges, deported before their issues are even finished being adjudicated. Shame. Incredible shame. Shipped off in the night. And so I have organized just 8 no-risk actions that people can do after today. These aren't meant to be the all-end-all of your actions after today, but rather just a stepping stone. There are so many different ways for you to plug into this movement after today. There are many different scripts for you to give representatives an earful, but I agree with Luna. Community is the only thing that's going to save us. The Democrats will not save us. The Republicans are here to kill us. And if we don't stand together and continue to be united in struggle, we're never going to get to the revolution that we also know that we need to. And so I encourage you to take a look at these actions. I'm going to be passing them out. I'm going to put them on the red box too. But maybe you want to organize an effort to stop the expansion of GEO in Walsenburg or Burlington. Maybe you want to organize a community meeting about not letting GEO renew their contract in October of 2026. Maybe you want to organize and talk to the city attorney of Aurora about how to stop GEO from renewing that contract for another 15 years. Just some 8 actions that you can take. I'm going to be over here. And once again, thank you again for being here. Free Jeanette! Free Jeanette!
Free Jeanette!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Free Jeanette!
Free Jeanette!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Yeah, where is she at?
She's right here.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you very much, Asa. We're going to change our program just a little bit, but first I wanted to talk about something that Asa mentioned, which is this idea of tzedakah. So it comes from the word tzedek, which doesn't mean charity. It doesn't mean tithes. It means justice.
That's right.
Tzedek means justice. And in the Torah, the only 2 words that are ever repeated right next to each other, it's tzedek, tzedek, tirdof, which is justice, justice you shall pursue. That wasn't a typo, all right? That was a very deliberate writing. And so I think of that as the most important commandment in the Torah, whether or not you're secular, whether or not you're Orthodox. Pursuing justice is the highest form of Judaism and is the highest form of activism, and that is what we are doing here today. So next up, hear from Andrea from Casa de Paz really quickly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea. I am the executive director at Casa de Paz. Thank you. I won't take up too much time because there was a beautiful talking about Casa already. So if you've been to any of these rallies before, you've probably heard about us. We've been in community for over 13 years now. And that is unfortunately how long we've been around to see people being released from this detention center and also being caught in this detention center. So one of the things that I honestly will just highlight is tonight is one of the most beautiful nights. There's so much energy and flowers, and we've made it such a beautiful commitment and such a community commitment to be here every Monday. But I think we just should be ready for this commitment to be a long-term commitment. And I think a lot of us need to focus on that. And it's not to discourage anybody. It's actually to encourage all of you because you will find community here. And so we need to continue to be here. We need to be here because people are here all the time. They don't get a choice.
They don't get a choice. A lot of these people, I saw a sign that said 5 months in detention for somebody. And so, unfortunately, today was a Monday that we didn't have any releases. And that's a shame. Yeah. And that is one of the most eerie feelings after all of that happened last week with no bonds. So, we are probably going to expect a lot of our friends who are in here to be in there longer. And so what that means for them is being abused longer, being hungry longer, being in without their families longer. And so that's why I'm saying this fight is going to be a long run. And if it's going to be a long run for us, and then it's going to be a long run for them. So we have to be here for them, all of them, because free them all.
Free them all!
And so that's all I'll say. Thank you so much for donating. There's so many beautiful causes out here tonight, and we have many different ways to connect with people who are on the inside. There are many actions that you can take once you also leave here, and all of them are just as important. The other thing I will highlight is the thing that was said about our trans community. We hold trans women here, and we hold trans men in South Louisiana. So I can't actually imagine what that's like. We just found that out like 2 months ago, maybe. And that's devastating. It is such a different reality for these people, because these people are now just human beings who are being put into now even more conditions in which they are harmed simply because of who they identify as. And we need your support. We actually are trying to visit with trans women on the weekdays, and so if that's of interest to you, that is also something that is available, and that's something that we are trying to push. That is something that this detention center also does not like. So all of the things that we do, they do random counts for. They're always running late on visits. They are making sure that they are also getting back at the people who are inside. I guess that's just because how miserable they are. But the only thing that we can do is try to make a difference for these people. So showing up here, continuing to fight for them, continuing to show and scream loud for them, play music for them, chant for them, because they remember that they're not forgotten. And honestly, that is the biggest thing that matters when you're inside. And I am not inside, and I have not been inside, but I meet almost every single day people who actually have. And people being out here and feeling like they're not forgotten, that's what keeps a lot of people in here fighting. So give people a chance to fight for another day, and thanks for being out here. Keep fighting on these rallies. Y si se puede.
Si se puede!
Si se puede.
Si se puede!
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Andrea. So we're going to change the vibe a little bit, and we're going to get into a little song. So we're going to have our wonderful friend Al lead us in the song We Rise. This is one of my absolute favorites.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, all. Andrea. I also want to share that we have our friends, our comrades, the political prisoners right here. If this is your first time, who is here for the first time? Thank you. Thank you. And who has been here more than 3 times? Thank you. Thank you. So we have folks literally right behind this fence, behind these windows, who can hear us. And then behind them are more than 1,000 other political prisoners. And so as we sing, as we chant for the remainder of our time tonight, I want you to reach the person in the way back, right? And the windows go back a fair amount. And so I'd actually really like those who it's accessible for just to move a little bit so people can really hear us and we can connect to folks right there and beyond, and also to get a little bit more close to one another and out of the street. I know the sun is coming out. If you want some water, we have some water. And I'm gonna, as we move, I'd like you to sing as loud as you can for our friends inside, and to remind them time and time again to reverberate that they are not alone, that we will be here, and that we will keep bringing people here for their first one and until everyone is free. So with that, I'm going to lead us in this song to sing to everyone inside and to each other. It's called We Rise by Batya Levine. And I want you to repeat after me. It goes like this. We rise. We rise. Humbly hearted. Humbly hearted. We rise. We rise. Won't be divided. Won't be divided. Rise. Rise. With spirit to guide us. With spirit to guide us. Rise. Rise. We're gonna do that again. We rise. We rise. Humbly hearted. Humbly hearted. Rise. Rise. Won't be divided. Won't be divided. Rise. Rise. With spirit to guide us. With spirit to guide us. Rise. Rise. And this is the second part. In hope. In hope. In prayer. In prayer. We find ourselves here. We find ourselves here. In hope. In hope. In prayer. In prayer. We're right here. We're right here. In hope. In hope. In prayer. In prayer. We find ourselves here. We find ourselves here. In hope. In hope. In prayer. In prayer. We're right here. We're right here. And the words are going to alternate. If you have a song sheet, sing along. And we're just going to keep going and sing as loud as you can so everyone can hear. Ready? We rise, humbly hearted, rise, won't be divided, rise, with spirit to guide us, rise, in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here in hope. In prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. And we rise. All of the children rise. Elders with wisdom rise. Ancestors surround us. Ancestors surround us. Rise. Come on, y'all, go closer to the windows. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. And we rise up from the wreckage. Up from the wreckage, rise. With tears and with courage. With tears and with courage, rise. Fighting for life. Fighting for life, we rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here again. And we rise. Humbly hearted, humbly hearted, rise. Won't be divided, rise. With spirit to guide us, rise. Thank you. Let's give them love. The love will continue from our time here tonight until we are back every Monday, and those who are here every day. We're here until every single person is free. From right here to Palestine, to Mexico, to El Salvador, to Congo, to Sudan, till all of us are free. So I actually want to encourage folks, actually stay where you are if you're close to the windows as we continue the evening. Of course, you do you, but we are gonna move next to the Mourner's Cottage, I believe. And the Mourner's Cottage is the prayer of grief and of honoring those who have passed on. And so I know, and we all know, that many people have died at the hands of this prison, of this facility. And so I honor, if we know any of their names, let's please lift them up tonight, and I will be thinking about them. And if you have folks in your heart tonight that you're grieving, that you're mourning, I invite you to share their name aloud right now.
Jean Hudon.
Landry Williams. Ken Seaman and Magdalene.
Safe. Okay. So I do want to say this prayer is actually not in Hebrew. This prayer, Kaddish, is in Aramaic, which is what was spoken thousands and thousands of years ago in Palestine. And I also want to make a quick disclaimer. We always make this disclaimer. This prayer includes the word Yisrael. Now, of course, the nation-state of Israel did not exist thousands of years ago.
No, it did not.
It did not.
Baruch Hashem, right?
Baruch Hashem, it did not exist. And so anytime we mention Yisrael, it specifically is talking about the nation of Yisrael, which means all Jewish people, no matter where you are, no matter what country you're in, where you're at. And so that is the distinction that we make when we say this prayer. So if anyone is saying, oh, these guys are actually Zionists, that is our disclaimer. So, Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'amal divra chiyotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'yizman kariv v'yimaru. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'yitala v'yitala shmei dekudasha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'yimaru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Oseh shalom v'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'emru. Amen. May we fight for a world in which no state ever puts people inside of a building like this.
That's right.
May we fight for a world where no person is ever afraid to be who they are, so long as they're not a fascist. Fascists should be very afraid. We want to fight for a world where nobody is oppressed, where everyone has their needs and resources are met, and not a single person ever has to die ever again because they want or need something.
That's right.
So, one of our next special guests is here right now to lead some more songs. They are called Nigonim Collective. And you may be wondering to yourself, what is a nigun? A nigun is a wordless melody. It is a melody that our ancestors have used in celebrations, in grief, in high times and low times. In fact, there are many Nigonim which were created inside the walls of concentration camps, and Jews would even sing them while they were on the way to the gas chambers or inside of the trains, knowing that they were going to die. And so we would like you to welcome Nigonim Collective as they lead us through some of these memories and share it with the people here and inside. Hey all, I never feel more proud to be Jewish than here in front of these walls against this regime. Ellie and I from Denver Metro Nigonim Collective, a bunch of stressed out Jews who get together monthly to sing and recharge for the work we're doing. Feel free to talk to us. The songs that we're going to sing tonight have outlasted many regimes, and they're going to outlast this one. And this parking lot is beautifully full, but I want you to imagine behind you all of the people who made you, all of your ancestors back 3, 4, 5 generations, and the people who will come after you. And that tonight, we get to be the ones between that wave. We get to be the ones singing these songs. It doesn't matter if you heard this before. It doesn't matter if you think you can sing. You can make any sound. And that is wonderful. It can be harmonious, it can be discordant, and it should probably be all of those. And Nigonim take just a little bit longer than you think they will. They last for just a little bit longer. And so if you hear that discomfort and you wonder if it's going to end, we invite you to just lean into that a little bit. We'll forget about the words. We'll forget about there are no words. Here we go. Yum da da ding da da ding da. Yum da dee da dee da dum. Yum da da dee da da dee da. Yum da dee da dee da dum. Yum da da dee da dee da. Yum da dee da dee da dum. Yum da da dee da dee da. Yum da dee da dee da dum. Yum da da dee da da dee da. Yum da dee da dee da yum. Yum da da dee da da dee da. Yum da dee da dee da dum. Yum da da dee da da dee da. Yum da dee da dee da do. Yum da da dee da da dee da. Yum da dee da. Join us as you're able. Yum da 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 da. Yum da dum da dee da do. Yum da da dee da da dum da. Yum da dee da dee da do. Yum da dum da da dum da. Yum da dee da dee da do. Yum da dum da da dum da.
This next one does have some words. They're in English, don't worry. And this is a song of solidarity that has been sung in many movements over multiple generations, and comes from the book of Ruth, and so comes from these words from within our ancestry, and feels to me always like an opportunity, like Ryan was offering, to kind of welcome in all of our ancestors, all of our people on the inside, on the outside, across borders, imagined and otherwise. And so we'll do kind of a repeat back and forth. Okay. Where you go, I will go, beloved, try that. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go again. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Good. Try that all together. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, same melody. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. Listen, 'cause your people are my people. Your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. You're divine, my divine. 'Cause your people are my people. Try that whole thing. Your people are mine. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, ancestors. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go,
you go, I will go.
We're going to transition in just a moment. If you haven't done so already, please take this minute to just turn to somebody next to you and say, what brought you here? What brought you here? Just turn to somebody next to you for a second and say, hey, and say your name and what brought you here.
Hi. I'm Carol.
Nice to meet you, Carol. My name is David. I've been several weeks now. I've watched your stream before too. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for doing this too. That's amazing.
I'm so amazed.
Yeah, 100%.
I love the chatter too. Thank you for being with us here today, folks. Spitzwackle. Yes, we're in Aurora, Colorado at the ICE Detention Center. Been here every Monday night since March 17th.
Yeah. Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down with deportation.
Down with deportation.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down with deportation.
Down with deportation.
Okay, everyone, I want you to turn to the windows, to our friends inside, and I want you to say, no están solos! No están solos! No están solos!
No están solos.
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 ¡Sí se puede!
Sí se puede.
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 Okay, everyone, I don't want you to stop looking at the folks in the window, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the direct connection between ICE and Palestine. There is an expression in Jewish tradition that every life is a universe. It's a phrase I repeat often as I wake up every day to see that 20, 40, 80 Palestinians have been murdered by Israel while I sleep. Shame! Adding to the more than 58,000 killed by the Israeli military. It's what I think of when I hear of the mass forced displacements of tens of thousands of Palestinians from the occupied West Bank. It's something I think of when I see videos of immigrants being plucked up off the street, kidnapped by ICE, or of mothers choosing to self-deport themselves so at least they can go on their own terms. Every life is a universe and everything is connected. I am standing here today as a member of Jewish Voice for Peace because I know that what has been happening in Palestine is now being wrought by ICE. I mean that quite literally. It is a known fact that U.S. law enforcement will travel to Israel
to meet with and be trained by Israel's military and police forces.
Shame!
In JVP, we call this program the Deadly Exchange. When we saw the brutal crackdown of public protests against ICE in LA and Denver earlier this summer, that is not just good old American policing, although we know that's true, but it's also pulling from Israel's playbook of treating protesters as combatants and controlling media coverage of state violence. This deadly exchange is an active partnership. The U.S. gives resources and military power to Israel. The government asks Israel to field test it on Palestinians, and then Israel gives their findings back so the U.S. police and National Guard can use those teachings on its own communities. Shame! For example, in 2014, our Department of Homeland Security awarded Israeli Defense Corporation Elbit Systems a $145 million contract to erect and maintain surveillance towers along the Arizona-Mexico border. When the company expanded its contract in 2017, it had the audacity to boast that it offered field-proven architecture tested on Palestinians.
Death to empire!
Death to empire!
Death to empire!
These corporations and these governments talk about Palestinians and immigrants like they are objects to be tested on, like they are not human. There have been reports that opioids are being hidden in flour, at times literally crushed up into it, and then being distributed at U.S.-run so-called aid sites, forcing starving Gazans to have to choose to consume contaminated flour so they can eat. It is inconceivably cruel. It shows a complete absence of humanity on the parts of both the U.S. and Israeli governments. Everything is connected.
That's
The
right.
United Nations reports that nearly 900 Gazans have been killed while trying to seek food in the last 6 weeks. Just yesterday,
Shame.
92 Palestinians were shot dead while trying to access food. We know that the cruelty that enables the Israeli military to shoot Gazans while they are waiting in aid lines, making aid distribution centers actual killing fields, is the same moral bankruptcy that allows ICE agents to steal people from their homes with impunity. People who pay taxes, people who work, people who have families here. And even if they did none of these things, it wouldn't matter. It is unconscionable for our government to be allowed to kidnap people and disappear them. The end. I'm here today because I stand with immigrants. I'm here today to remind you that if you stand with immigrants, you also stand with Palestinians. Right now, we have an opportunity to force our congressional representatives to stop arming Israel. The U.S. has sent Israel over $30 billion in weapons to carry out atrocities since October of 2023. $30 billion, money that could be spent here on education, healthcare, housing. If we want to end the intentional starvation of Gazans, we must force the U.S. government to end its sponsorship of the Israeli military. H.R. 3565, also called Block the Bombs Act, ooh, I lost my place, is legislation that proactively challenges U.S. complicity in atrocity crimes against Palestinians in Gaza. It prohibits the worst offensive weapons, including bombs, tank rounds, and artillery shells that U.S. supplied and have been involved in the mass killing of Palestinian civilians and the grossest violations of international law. I'm urging you to call your representatives, be it Diana DeGette, Joe Neguse, or Jason Crow, and ask them to co-sponsor Block the Bombs. If you want to learn more about Deadly Exchange, I encourage you to come talk with Dara and JVP, who wrote our zine on the topic, which we have at the table over there. Everything is connected. Hell yeah.
Everything is connected.
That's
What
right.
is happening over there always comes back here. We see it from history, we see it now, but standing here today, I believe we can make the change necessary to stop arming Israel, to stop ICE, to liberate Palestinians, Liberate immigrants, liberate every life, every universe. Can I get a free Palestine?
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jensen. And if you have your song sheet, there's also a link and a QR code that will tell you exactly how to take action and to tell your congressman, because even though it is one of the many threads of action, of agitation that we need to take, because we cannot let them go off easy. They are funding all of this, and it's all connected. So please check out the link on your song sheet. As we continue on with our program, I want to invite folks to actually, while you're listening, to come and take a poppy. And can share exactly. Yep, we have tons of poppies here. That is a symbol for Palestinian liberation, for solidarity, and to really illustrate how everything is connected, that we will be here until everyone is free, from everyone inside here to everyone in Palestine. Go and put a poppy on the fence as we continue to go along with our program. So while you put those poppies up there and continue to give love to everyone inside, I'm going to be sharing this prayer called Misha Berach, which is a healing song and prayer. And I encourage you to think of those who need a little extra healing and support, including those inside and beyond. And if you know it, please sing along with me. Also, if you don't know it, you can always do a yai to die, and that's always the right word. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Mi'imotenu Mekor HaBracha Imotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Thank you all, and continue to put up those poppies on the fence so those inside can have reminders every single day that we are not going anywhere until every single person is free.
Free, free, free Jeanette.
Free, free, free Jeanette.
Free, free, free them all.
Free, free, free them all.
Free, free, free Jeanette.
Free, free, free Jeanette.
Free, free, free them all.
Free, free, free them all.
All right, next up, we're going to have Jeannie with Colorado Rapid Response. Just do a quick little announcement on how you guys can support their work here in Colorado.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'll be brief. And first of all, thank you so much for Jewish Voices for Peace for bringing us together and reminding us all that it is all connected. We know that this is not the first time that people have been displaced. This is not the first time that there has been genocidal actions and false imprisonments. And so in a gathering like this, often, at the end, we want to do more. We know, how do I get plugged in? How can I make a difference in the middle of all that is happening? So the good news, I'm here to give you a couple of options of ways that you could get plugged in if you are interested. I'm a volunteer with the Colorado Rapid Response Network. We run the ICE hotline. Maybe some of you have seen the posters of, if you see ICE activity, report it here. Yeah. It's an amazing group of volunteers, and there's not enough of us. So there's two ways that you could get involved. And if you have questions, you can find me here at the end. I'll be over there by the Unido CSO table. But we need volunteers who can do one of two things. We need confirmers. Confirmers are individuals in the community who, if the hotline receives a call of suspected ICE presence in any area, they're folks who are within the zip code of an easy drive radius, or walking or biking, can go to the location, check out what is happening, notice the vehicles, notice the appearance of the people and the agents who are there. Depending on your level of comfort and privilege, if you want to approach them and ask them, hey, officer, what's going on? And basically trying to ensure that we have accurate information to share back to the community. There's often a lot of fear right now. Sometimes it could be just traffic, someone directing traffic, and people are afraid, what if it's ICE? So confirmers are super important because they can make sure that we are either letting our community know, hey, that's not ICE, it was just traffic control, it's all good. Or if it is ICE activity, then people know to be careful. And lately, with so many calls that we've gotten, and people are busy, people have lives, our confirmer crew has been dwindling, and also people, get tired, they need a break. So if you would be interested in being a confirmer, there are some upcoming trainings to give you equipped, have you equipped with all the information that you would need. Please come find me. The second opportunity, if you happen to be bilingual and comfortable in English and Spanish, the hotline needs more dispatchers. The way that works is that you'll receive a training, and then you sign up for a shift so that you can triage the calls that come in, document the incidents of ICE activity, and help us then to document and share the information with the community. So if you're comfortable answering phone calls in English or Spanish, we'll provide you all the training and the resources that you need to be successful and feel comfortable. We need more. So please come find me if you would like to participate. And we appreciate all of you being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give it up for Colorado Rapid Response. So we know that a lot of the work that we do is all volunteer. We know that the empire is not going to allow us to dismantle it and, pay you for it. In fact, many of the times, some of the worst people are paid to do some of the worst work. Many of them are in there. And so volunteer your time, volunteer your resources, volunteer what you can, and support one another. There's so many great organizations here today that are looking for more and more people to take up some of this work. So I switched a couple things around. I think what we'll do, we can do a song, then or CSO, and then we'll do the last note, and then we'll close. All right, so we're going to do our last song of the evening. And this song is called Courage. So I'm going to pass the mic to Al, who's going to lead us through this song.
So this is a song that comes from the South African anti-apartheid movement, and it's called Courage. So if you were a little shy at an earlier song, this is your time to sing as loud as you can. So everyone from right behind this fence to as far back in this detention facility can hear us. It goes like this, and you can repeat after me, and it goes, courage, courage. My And then we sing this line together. We will not walk alone. You do not walk alone. You do not walk alone. And then I sing, and then you repeat after me. We will walk with you. And then we sing together, and sing your spirit home. Sing it with me. And sing your spirit home. And then we just repeat that again and again, and then we'll fill in, and we'll say the names of some of our friends. So courage, my friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Jeanette, our friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Palestine, our friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you until your spirit home. Hector, our friend, you do not walk alone. A little louder. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Gaza, our friend, you do not walk alone. We will fight for you until you return home. Again, until you return home. Everyone, our friends, you do not walk alone. We will fight for you until you return home. Until you return home. One more time. Until you return home. ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡No están solos! ¡No están solos! All right, everyone. We're coming close to the end of our program, and just so incredibly grateful for your steadfastness every single day, every Monday. And next, we're going to be hearing from Lynette from Aurora CSO. I knew it, but I questioned myself. Lynette from Aurora CSO.
And if you have not, please make a poppy, leave it on this fence. We want these ice fuckers to have to clean this up.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Closer here? Okay. More up. I'm not very good at public speaking, just an FYI.
You're good.
But it's something we have to do, especially in times like this. So the first point I want to start off with is empathy. I feel like we're not talking about that enough.
And I know there's been comments that it's a weakness. It is not a weakness to have empathy for others. And it's okay to care about what's happening right now. It's actually a strength to care about other people. With that, I wanted to thank you guys for continuing to be here every Monday and making your voices heard. So my main point is empathy, is caring about what is happening behind those fences, behind those walls, in that facility, and what's happening outside of that as well. And as cheesy as that may sound, that's what makes us human, and that's the truth that I know. So every time that I hear a story of someone being kidnapped and brought into one of these places, my heart breaks. People are being taken with or without warrants, separated from their loved ones, having difficulty contacting their loved ones, and not knowing what's happening. We have heard from people inside not having adequate nutrition, not having adequate health care, and even facing aggression. And I'm just going to pause for a second. I have worked in healthcare for almost 8 years. I'm a nurse now, and when I hear those stories, again, it breaks my heart. When I care for people who come into my facility, I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your story was. I'm here to help you get through it. And so no one should be in those conditions that they're in right now. So, thank you. It's not okay, and it's not okay for us to look away. The people inside come here. They don't come here to be a danger. They come here to work for safety, for their families, for any valid reason that you want to look for. That's why they're here. I don't know about you, but I believe this is a normal human instinct to look to better your life, and it's not a crime. And there's a few topics I want to talk about that people like to use, usually one of them being they're taking our jobs. Well, usually the jobs that are being occupied are jobs that people do not want to take. So if anything, they are helping fill roles that we need filled. They are not hurting us, they are helping us. The accusations that they are criminals, specifically violent criminals, is a sick narrative. In fact, they're less likely to commit crimes. They want to prove themselves. And if anything, we should be honest with ourselves. There's a lot we take from immigrants. We take their labor, we take their culture, and we take their spirit, and they're happy to share those things with us, and we're very lucky to have that. We should be thanking them instead of profiting off of their suffering. So, in a moment where there's so much hate trying to take over, be the person who speaks up and shows compassion. It takes resilience to leave your home country and start over. And I know a lot of you here, assuming all of you, have empathy, so a lot of the points that I make may not be directed to you, but it's directed to those who don't see this point of view. If you're not someone who has had to do that, I really want you to take a moment to think about that. If you have to do the same at this very moment, you don't really have many options available to you. You have to leave this country, start over, no resources, maybe little resources, not knowing anyone, maybe not even knowing the language. How would you feel? And I really want you to think about how scary that is. And if that's something you could do yourself. Mind you, a lot of people die on their journey trying to get here. If it were you coming into a new country, how would you want to be received? So, if you're privileged enough that this does not affect you, I want you to place yourself in somebody else's shoe. What would you do if that was your family member inside, those fences, or inside those walls, or being kidnapped on the street and not knowing where they're at, or not having contact with them? What would you do? How would you feel? Or if it were you in there? So basically what I want to say is I'm here to speak for those whose voices are being taken away, and I'm asking for you to do the same and be willing to stand up and speak up for someone who truly needs your voice right now. Jeanette and those inside have the right to be here and should not be treated in these inhumane conditions that they're in. I also wanted to just check in on the community as well. I've been coming to these vigils for a couple months now, and all the work that everyone is doing is amazing, but it's also a lot to take in. So I want to make sure that everyone's taking that time to take care of their mental health, sharing with others. Again, community is also being able to be vulnerable with those around you. So if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. And thank you. The last point that I want to make is we are having a fundraiser on August 8th. I don't know if you've heard the story for Hector, but he was someone who was picked up by ICE. He wasn't even the person they were looking for. He was deported, and we're trying to raise funds to help bring him back to his family. We do have information on that. Thank you. At that table over there, if you're able to come to that, that would be amazing. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Lynette. When immigrants' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
All right. We are at the end of our program. First, I'm going to have someone from Indivisible make a quick announcement, and then I'll close us off, and then we will go on our merry ways and spread our experiences with others here and bring more people here next week. So, if I could bring up our friend from Indivisible, who's right here, to make a little announcement.
Hi! I'm Gail. If you've seen me before, it's because I have been here gathering letters to send to the El Salvadoran president to have him release all the people that President Trump sent to him illegally to hold in his CCOT prison. Now, thank you for everyone who has signed those letters for us. We are now up to our 1,000th letter. We do know that this past Friday, the Venezuelan and El Salvadoran governments got together and released a bunch of the Venezuelan presidents from CCOT that President Trump sent down there, and traded them for some Americans that were being held in Venezuela. So some have been released from CCOT. But we are still holding our vigil on Thursday, this Thursday, from 3 to 5 p.m. so we can correlate with the office hours of the consulate, and so that they can see and know and report back to their president what is happening here in Denver, or actually in Aurora. And we are going to stand out there and say, this is a bad thing. You should never go in cahoots with the slime ball from America, because it makes your country look really, really bad. No one go to El Salvador or Costa Rica or Panama. But anyway, this Thursday at 3 o'clock, 3 till 5, we're going to be there. We are going to deliver our 1,000th letter. That has changed a little bit, but we are still standing for those who were illegally sent down to El Salvador by our, orange poop head.
Where is this?
It is at the El Salvador consulate, which in Aurora, which is on Havana. It's across the street from Costco on Havana. Directly across the street, it's the icky looking brown building. That's where we'll be.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much, Gail. Well, thank you all so much. Well, I feel blessed and honored that so many people came out here today to stand in solidarity with Jeanette, to stand in solidarity with every single person inside this facility, and demand a free Palestine, an end to deportations, and the abolishment of ICE. We truly hope that these actions lead to something material, and that they lead to the liberation of all people. So, we're going to lead one more song, but you guys can leave during that if you'd like. If you're interested in organizing with us, come and find one of us with JVP. We have an excellent table over here. We'd love to talk with you. if you want to join Nigonim Collective, they're right over here. And then Aurora Unidos is right over there. And so, solidarity to all. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Jeanette.
Free Jeanette.
And abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE.
So we're going to call up Nigonim Collective to close us out with a song. If you guys want to.
Oh, you want? No.
Okay. If you want to leave loose, guys, what we're doing.
Alright, y'all. Stay here and just loosen a little bit. This song comes to us from Ali Halpert, a singer and songwriter in our community. And we'll just sing it back. And if you feel that righteous anger, that hopefully you do, this is a reminder to also keep that going, but just check in with your jaw and check in with your shoulders. Anyways, I had that invitation. Anger is a really hot fuel. We got to make sure it doesn't burn us up these next few years. Here we go. Loosen, loosen, baby. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. The weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. Let's just do that again. Loosenly, you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, baby, you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. If you know the other part, sing it, otherwise loop. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go, let it go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go, let it go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go. Last time through, loosest. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Thank you all so much for coming out. We're in it in the long haul, so take care of yourselves and each other. Solidarity to all of y'all. Please make sure you get home safe. If you need a buddy to walk you to your car, let us know. Otherwise, there's going to be an action here next week being hosted by USPCN.
Yes.
US
That's next
campaign
week.
For US. Forget what the C stands for. U.S. Palestinian
Communities,
Network.
yes.
Join them here again at 6 o'clock. We hope to see you there.
Which is the thumbnail that I put on this video for next week's vigil. Today we were hosted by Jewish Voices for Peace. Lovely. I love them so much. And thank you so much for joining us for another Monday night vigil here in Aurora, Colorado at the Geo ICE Detention Center. See you again soon. See you next Monday night. Listen to the actions that we're suggested to take. Take care of yourself. And remember that I love you. Free Jeanette. Free Palestine. Free them all.